I bet you like to root for the underdog. Well, you're in the right place. The gold and silver sector will offer you ample opportunity to root for the underdog because, as you know, we've been beaten to a pulp over the last 2 years, 10 years, and it's not just the physical metals. If you're invested in the mining stocks like I am, you've really taken a beating. But is there reason for optimism? Are there some factors at play that could result in sunny skies ahead for the precious metals? But what about the mining stocks? It's even more thought-provoking when we look at some of the crazy relationships that have developed between the metals and the mining stocks. Let's dig in right now. Some of these facts about gold and silver are absolutely crazy. We can talk briefly about China. The demand for gold alone from China is going through the roof. They already produce more gold than anyone on the planet. But you know what they do? They keep it all for themselves, and then they go out to the store, the international market, and they buy even more. And we also know what's going on at the Shanghai Gold Exchange, the SGE. Yes, that's this little market that the Chinese started a decade or so ago to trade precious metals on their own. And there's developed a big differentiation between the price on the Shanghai Gold Exchange and the price of gold in New York on the COMEX and in London at the LBMA. Isn't that interesting? But let's talk about a real negative factor that's been pushing down the gold price. How about ETF flows in the West? Yes, the electronic traded funds, the GLD, and this is true for the SLV as well. We have seen money being pulled out of those funds. Guys, the silver lining, pardon the pun on that one, is the fact that when money starts flowing back into those ETFs, and it will, that could provide the marginal support we need for prices to go much, much higher. And it's a similar situation with the good old powerful store of value, the paper unicorn fart dust US dollar, because you've probably heard the dollar has been so strong lately. And that's been a real headwind for the gold price and the silver price and the platinum price as well. But that doesn't last forever. As a matter of fact, the dollar, where it is right now at about 105 on the DXY index, that's historically high. It's not an all-time high, but when you look at a long-term chart, the dollar doesn't spend a lot of time, the DXY index, above 100 over the last 40 or so years. So that too will reverse, just like the ETF flows. And likely those two things could happen at the same time and present an opportunity, a confluence, a coming together of factors that's very positive for gold. And we know central bank demand has been through the roof. Yes, the central banks, the most sophisticated financial institutions in the world, what are they doing? Oh yeah, they're buying gold. Also, countries are repatriating their gold. If you're looking to buy gold, silver, or platinum, do yourself a favor and check out Pimbex, the online precious metals bullion dealer and sponsor of Ron's Basement. I was a happy customer before they offered to support the channel. You'll find they have the best prices, quality, and service. I think Pimbex is best, and you will too. And be sure to tell them that you're from Ron's Basement. Hey, wherever we look, we're seeing good signs, good things to come for the gold price, and you know that'll bleed through to the silver price because silver, it's a little different, right? It's schizophrenic. It's a monetary metal. It's a store of value, absolutely. But it's also an industrial metal, and we know the industrial demand is going absolutely through the roof for silver. And what's really interesting about silver is that the amount being produced by the mining companies has been actually going down over the last few years. And we know there's no money being spent right now on exploring for silver. or building new silver mines, because the price at $22, $23 per ounce of silver, it's not profitable. It's not economic for companies to spend money to try to find more silver. The only solution for that, what do you think? Yeah, that's right, higher silver prices. And what do you think it means when the price of the gold mining stocks, in particular the junior mining stocks, is absolutely in the gutter? We have never seen such a disconnect between the gold price, which actually isn't that bad at $1,900 per ounce, and the price of the mining stocks. Look, it's going to have to be resolved in one of two ways. Either the mining stocks go up in value to catch up, or, and we don't want to see this happen, and I don't think it'll happen, we'll need the gold price to go down precipitously. But just looking at one of the interesting metrics, there's an exchange called the TSX, the Toronto Stock Exchange, and there's the TSXV, the Venture, which is where a lot of the junior gold and silver mining companies are traded. The volume, the number of shares trading hands, is like at near record lows. That tells us sentiment, interest in that part of the market is near an all-time low. I heard someone recently say that the volume levels that we have today, the number of shares trading hands, is only equal to a time in the past when gold was trading at, sit down for this one, $250 an ounce, about what, 12% of where the gold price is today? It's absolutely crazy, the value opportunity in the junior mining sector. And that gives me a good opportunity to thank this video sponsor, First Mining Gold. They're a Canadian gold mining company started by Keith Neumeyer. You may know that name. He's still the chairman of the board. The company's now headed by Mr. Dan Wilton. They are a development company. That means they have two huge gold projects in Canada, the Duparquet project in Quebec and the Springpole project in Ontario. Guys, both of these projects have defined resources, gold in the ground of 5 million ounces each, and they are continuing to develop those resources, do additional exploration, but they're also in this exciting phase of moving the projects forward. Okay, getting permits, trying to build the mines. It's an interesting opportunity. I'd recommend you check it out. If you want to talk to somebody at the company, you can reach out to Paul Morris. That's Paul at firstmininggold.com. What you might find interesting about the mining stocks is that sentiment can change overnight. Look, nobody has a crystal ball, but when things have been beaten down so low like they are right now, the opportunity for growth, the runway ahead, is much greater than the chance of the prices going down. Look, anything can happen, right? The prices can always go lower. Any investment is risky, but the opportunity for growth, in my opinion, far outweighs the risk of downside price depreciation. We'll see what happens, but remember, in the past, when these shifts do occur, they typically happen very, very quickly. I heard Ross Beatty, he's a mining executive, a legend in the industry, say that, you know, if you're not in the stocks when they turn, it's often too late. Hey, I appreciate you joining me here in the basement. If you want more basement, I'd love to have you here. Go watch a live stream. I'll put up a link to that now. But most important, be well, and I will see you soon.